Happy Friday, all. Thanks for joining for today's recap session. So this marks the end of a very, very slow week for me. Actually, yeah, probably one of the slowest weeks in terms of the number of trades I've taken anyway. So we've had some slow weeks over the past month or so. I think there was even a week where I only took 3 trades. But this week, not only of I missed 2 trading days because I just didn't take any trades on them. But all together, I've only taken 3 trades. All 3 trades were red. One of them from yesterday was a max loss. I think it's just a combination of just getting a bit bored and fed up, really. Nothing just working, and you're just trying to, it's like trying to squeeze water out of a stone. That's what it feels like right now. But anyway, let's jump on the screen share and quickly look at today's trades. I'll put it on the screen as well at the end or whilst I'm talking here, so you'll see what I'm talking about. But what did I trade this today? SMX. So I did average down on this one. I got in with 5 shares, and then I was like, okay, have I bought the dip? Have I bought the dip? And I kept adding, so I averaged down and ended up selling for a loss of around 15 cents per share. And this is where I sort of got in, which was, I thought it was going to be a dip of a pullback. It's a bad trade, really. There's no real way to look at it. I'd missed a move earlier from here where it pushed up to 641 because I was seeing it on the 10-second chart. I was watching it do this thing, and that would have been a nice entry around this area, and I didn't punch it. And then I thought, hold on, maybe it's trying to reclaim back. But to be honest, like, look at the state of this chart. Look at all the spikes on these candles. Devil's horns, that's what they call them, like there and there. It's just bad. So yeah, it was a bad trade. There isn't really much to discuss here technically. I think if you look at it from a point of view of, let's just say, if you step across the chart. So I got in on this red candle with 5 shares. Then I bought another 5 shares that has dropped, and I was like, okay, am I catching the bottom of this? Is it going to go back up? And I averaged down and then up to 20 shares, and I just couldn't feel like I was comfortable enough to hold it because it felt like it just kept going, and I basically sold for a loss, but only 15 cents per share. It did give us a move back up. So in fact, if I'd waited 10 seconds or so longer, I would have been able to at least capture this move here, and maybe would have got out with a small bit of profit. But yeah, it then looked like there were sellers at 580. It then had this surge, which pushed up to 614. But you know, like, on hindsight, you're looking at these charts and you're like, you know, there are opportunities there, but there really isn't at the time when you're looking at them. There's no clean opportunities here where you could have enough conviction to be like, I'm going to put some real money behind it. So of course, with small size, you know, it's a risk that you can take, but it's just still not worth it. It's just not worth it because it really, I think it ends up teaching you bad habits. So technically today should have been a no trade day because it wasn't strong enough. It just wasn't strong enough. I mean, it's had SMX. Let's just see how much volume it's had. It's had almost 6 million shares of volume, but the way it's been behaving, it doesn't look like it's had 6 million shares of volume, does it? Look at that. On a float of 760,000 shares available publicly to trade. Of course, that's just one source. I haven't verified it across different providers or platforms, but 6 million shares apparently has gone through SMX just as I speak right now. And it certainly doesn't feel that way. I mean, there's a lot of shares going through these topping tails here, but of course you got to realize, even though the candle's closing red and the volume bar is closing red, it's a combination. It's a tug of war. It's between the buyers and the sellers. So it could be that there were only a few thousand extra sellers or a few 100,000 extra sellers in that 1.1 million bar. It doesn't mean that the entire candle or move was just a red move. No, it's a combination of buyers and sellers. Here you could probably say that there was more of a balance because of the way the candle is, because the price was gradually moving up and down, whereas here there was more perhaps bias to the sell side, given that's a big red candle and also a topping tail. So, and this is on a 5-minute chart, by the way. So yeah, so I'm going to call it a day there, but before I do that, I wanted to share my week's trade with you. I'm not going to do a recap this weekend. I don't know, I might spend that time doing other things, publishing other videos, but there's just nothing to talk about really. This week I've only taken 3 trades. I haven't got today's ones because I wait for the my broker to upload the stats before I can actually import them. So yeah, 2 no trade days. I took a trade on Monday, 60% loss. That one yesterday, which was annoying, and then one today, which was a loser. So 3 trades. And you know what's interesting is when you compare it to September, where I was like, there was a point where I was over trading. You know, I was like trading way too many times. In comparison to September, let's just have a look, or earlier in the weeks, like I was taking, so that week I took 34 trades. I've got September's stats, 81 trades that week. 81 trades. Again, the strategy was slightly different as well. We can see bigger swings in the P&L because I didn't have a set size that I was going in and out with. There was a lot of emotion there, but quite a lot of trades. Geez, that week I took 158 trades. Wow, 158 trades. So like 0.01 or 0.02% activity this week comparison to that week in September. So yeah, not a lot to talk about. I mean, it's not easy to sit here and pick apart how I've done for the week, where I've only taken 3 trades. But in terms of my discipline, it's been really good. Of course, you know, you can make mistakes here and there. So I think yesterday I chalked that up as a mistake. Today it was just a bad entry, bad trade. And you know, like we shouldn't allow charts with massive topping tails right at the open, like right as the stock is popping up, to as a good chart, as a good catalyst. I mean, I don't know, look at it. I mean, let's look at this again one more time. This is not strong. This is no bull flag. This is just horrible. Of course, this is strong, this part, as it's rallying back up again. But why couldn't it maintain it? Because that's the sort of charts that I used to see, like where you had that strong momentum surge up, but whereas that's not happening. It's not happening. And could it also be that because buyers are just not confident enough that they don't hold and they just sell? And hence why we broke below VWAP very quickly, is because the buyers bought it and then they quickly sold, because, you know, the VWAP shows you the average, I guess, average amount of shares people hold, in a sense, right? In a way, like if they're broken amount below that volume weighted average price, you know, the average collective amount of shares held at a, which then pushes the price and determines what the price is at the time. So if it's breaking below that, then that's not good. It rallied back up, that meant more buyers were coming in, but then it just wasn't able to hold that. And I obviously stupidly ignored all this. I don't know, for some reason I didn't even look at it. I bought right underneath that VWAP. Anyway, these are things that I know about. It's just, I think I just again, I just felt that might give us a pullback. All right, I think I'm going to call it a day there. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll catch you all next week.